Good morning. Welcome to day 4. We are still in Filtzmoos, Austria, and check it out. It is a beautiful, beautiful spot. We are in a beautiful hotel. This place is quite something. It only has about 10 suites. The building itself was built in 1682. It was an old farmhouse, and then refurbished about 20 years ago. It's family owned. We are the only guests in here today. This whole area is a ski area. So their season is, they kind of have 2 seasons. They have a season from November to end of April, and then the summer season starts end of June and July and August, and then they shut down again for a couple of months. So we are kind of right in between seasons right now, and that's why there's not much going on. So we have the whole place to ourselves. They have a nice kitchen area downstairs where they serve us breakfast. The lady that showed us around is probably in her mid-30s, and her mother was also there. It was a real nice family feel. Plan for today is we're not going to ride too far because of the weather. As you can see, it's kind of cloudy and it's supposed to rain off and on. So we're going to go about an hour down the road to a giant ice cave, and then after that we're going to a waterfall, and that's going to kind of kill our whole day. But we're not going to ride too much. It's like an hour between each place and an hour back, and then we'll head out again tomorrow. So it'll be different, but it's going to be fun. Okay, we have arrived at Eisriesenwel. This translates over to giant ice world. It's supposed to be a huge ice tunnel here. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, that was just a check-in. We now have a 20-minute walk up the hill to the gondola. Okay, so here we have a choice. We can go the short way or the long way. The short way is through the tunnel, and the long way, we're going to come down the long way because it is raining. Nice. Okay, we're out of the cave. Oh, what a view. Oh my god. Beautiful. What a view. My god. So the reason that roof is there because rocks fall. So you see there's a bunch on top already. Okay, we are through to the gondola. Okay, we're at the top. Took about 3-4 minutes, I think. went up about 500 meters. Oh, we got 20 more minutes to go in the pouring rain. Son of a bitch. Look at that. That is incredible. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, up there. That's the entrance. Wow. You gotta be fit to do this. So you can actually go climbing up here. You attach yourself to the steel line and climb all the way up along the cliff. So in the middle of the mountain, there's even a washroom. Unbelievable. Look at this. Wow. First class. So again, that washroom was right there. It's in the mountain. Okay, we are about to enter. I think we're going to get a tour. It is 0 degrees inside. See that sign there? Need boots. There's 1,400 steps. Takes about an hour. But it looks like no cameras. That sucks. Okay.
Welcome. You're already 1,641 meters above the sea level. Here, right at the entrance of the Eisriesenwel. The Eisriesenwel is the largest visitable ice cap on the planet with a total length of 42 kilometers. Way too much for us, so today we're only going to see the first kilometer, which is also the most beautiful and ice-covered part of it. The tour will take about 60 to 70 minutes with temperatures about the freezing point. But don't worry, we prepared for you 1,400 stair steps to keep you warm. First 700 of those up, and then hopefully altogether 700 back down again. Alright, and so if you're ready, please just prepare your tickets. I need them right over there by the gate, and then make a 2x2 line over by the drain where you will get some naps. Thank you.
It's getting cold already. This is actually a flame in there. Everybody can have one. We decided to just get one between the two of us, just so you can see a little better. Very cool. Okay, so there's a giant sign that just says no cameras inside. Too bad. Oh well.
So you can land us out, no problem. I will relight it as soon as we're inside again. And also please take a quick look to the sign down there. But today I think we can make an exception. So today you're allowed to take pictures, but please only do so while we're standing and while I'm talking, and please not while walking, because otherwise the tour will simply take too long. Thank you.
Just like that, we got a rope for you. Yeah. Stop the wind.
There's a total natural exchange between warm air and cold air, because cold air is always heavier than warm air, so it sinks down to its deepest point, in this case right here. And when you open up the entrance door, all the stored up cold air gets out. And on really hot summer days, this wind can reach speeds up to 90, even 100 kilometers per hour. So what's wrong? But in the winter it's the opposite. The cold wind blows in and it cools down this rock down to about -10 degrees. the rock stores all the cold, and when it's spring and the snow is slowly melting, all the water gets in through little holes and little gaps and freezes inside again. That's the reason why all the ice is in here. Okay, to your lamps. Guys, please be careful, it's an open flame, so don't light anyone up. Thank you. And so, the first 300 steps are done. And that's exactly as far as the Austrian cave explorer Anton Postel came back in the year 1879. So, back then, he climbed around 200 meters into the cave and had to return right up here just because of his bad equipment, and simply the ice got too steep for him. But before he returned, he marked his return point with a small black cross. Yeah, till this day you can still see this black cross right up here at the left rock underneath the wooden sign. Yeah, I think most of you can't really see it right now, but don't worry, just when you woke up, look to your left and I think you will find it then. Yeah, but today we are not gonna turn around, we have to go a bit further, so around 100 more steps, and then a break again.
Unbelievable. It's all the way up.
You can clearly see the reason why the people had to return back then. This is the Great Ice Barrier. This wall right here is around 25 meters thick and up to 70 degrees steep. Well, back then, 1913, they had to cut down over 140 steps by hand to get up here somehow. Yeah, today we're not gonna do that. We're gonna take the stairs instead. But these stairs are still quite steep with an angle of 45 degrees. But luckily, only 60 of those very steep steps, and after that part, it will get a little bit easier. I promise.
So those are the really steep stairs there, 45 degrees, straight up. All ice, both sides.
And so, the steepest and hardest part of the tour is done, and now only a few more steps, and then finally it will get flatter. Alright, and so now here we arrived at the biggest ice sculpture we're going to see today, the Hymnia's castle, because Hymnia was an ice giant from a northern old mythology, the Edda saga. Alright, and so now, if you're wondering how all of these ice formations in here are made, basically, like all the other ice from water, they're ripping into the ceiling and freezing inside again. But here above us, there's quite a big hole which allows more water to get in. This results in this ice sculpture is growing bigger and faster than all the other ones. And now, how this wave shape was made? Pretty simple, because in the winter we always keep the door open so the cold wind can blow in to cool everything down again. But every time the wind blows in, it also hits this wall right here and breaks out a bit of ice every time. So that's the reason why all of those holes, the carvings, which you can see, they were all made by the wind. Alright, so the first guided tours in here started around 1920. So over 100 years ago. But since then, a lot of things have changed. Like for example, the same tour that requires 1 hour today required up to 3 or even 4 hours back then. Also, there was no cable car, so you first had to hike up here to visit the cave. Also, the inside did really change since then. For example, this path you're standing on right now used to be 10 meters deeper and all the ice sculptures were much, much smaller. That's because the ice in here is constantly increasing. Since 1920, the ice grew around 30%. And now, if you're wondering why we don't use any electric lights in here, simple reason, because we want to keep the tradition alive. Because 100 years ago, they also walked around with this carpet lamp here and with these straps of magnesium. Alright, and so now here we arrived at one of the biggest rooms of the whole cave system. The Alexander von Merck Cathedral with a length of 70 meters and a height of 40 meters. Here, directly above us, there are still 400 meters of rock before we reach daylight again. So at this point, we're quite deep into the mountain. Well, Alexander von Merck was the first to climb up the Great Ice Barrier. Maybe you can remember the steep part we hiked up before, back in 1913. 1 year later, unfortunately, 1914, he died at the age of 27 years at World War I. His last wish was to come back inside this cave he loved so much, and his best friends made his last wish come true, and that's the reason why today you can still see his ashes right over there. But if he's actually in there, I don't know. Alright, and so now here we arrived at the deepest point of our tour. So now we walked around 1 kilometer into the cave, but here in front of you, the cave would go on for another 41 kilometers. But these 41 kilometers, you can't imagine it like a straight tunnel. It's more like a huge, huge tree. So very twisted and with a lot of side paths. But the ice that you see here stops because the wind that brings the cold in the winter loses its energy right around here. And so then the wind is simply too warm for the rest of the cave to cool down. So a bit of ice is still growing in spring, but over the summer it all melts down again. As well, the oldest piece of ice has been discovered right in here. It is around 5,000 years old and was found 8 meters underneath the surface. Alright, but now I think we're gonna go back, but of course slowly and surely.
Okay, I think it goes without saying, yeah, that was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Wow. Unbelievable. And guess what? It cleared up somewhat. Look at the view now compared to before. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me get further down and see if I can get the drone up. I didn't bring it with me up here. We're about halfway down on the bikes, and there's a beautiful castle right over there. I'm gonna send the drone up. We're out here in the pouring rain. The GoPro isn't working. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, it is raining at this waterfall that we're going to see. So this is like it's a different type of waterfall from the way I understand it. It's like a waterfall that's in a crevice. It's very narrow and very strong. It's supposed to be very beautiful. That's why we're here. The problem is too much of that. So we'll see if we can actually get up there. We got about a kilometer for sure to walk to get where we gotta be. So we're keeping our helmets on because it's raining and we don't have an umbrella. A lot of stairs up and down. These all go down now. Okay, we made it to the top. This is what it's all about. Right here. Liechtensteiner Klamm and the Liechtensteiner Gorge. Beautiful. Wow. There's a little one up there coming down. And then I guess it all comes into this river that shoots through the valley here. Beautiful. Okay, we've left the gorge. We're just stopped in a little town called, I gotta check what it is here, St. Johann im Pongau. Happening little place, lots going on, lots of people. Jan just went to the grocery store to grab a couple of bottles of beer and some snacks, because we plan on drinking a couple of beer in our room tonight. So yeah, I think we have about a 20-minute ride back to the hotel from here, and that'll be it for traveling today. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow, because the weather is still not going to cooperate tomorrow. We actually got lucky today, but tomorrow's supposed to get ugly again, so we may have to change our route, which I don't really want to do, but I don't really want to ride in the rain for 2 days either. So yeah, I'm not going to say where we're thinking of going yet. I'll leave that as a surprise, but it's not where we were planning on going. So let's see how that ends up. Anyway, I might as well end the video today right now. I'm sure it's going to be a real long one with the two places we were at. I might even make separate videos for the ice cave and for the gorge. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Not much riding today, lots of tourism. So, but it was a lot of fun. All right, we will catch you tomorrow on day number 4.